You know, after doing the follow-up here to the video I posted last night of Bill O'Reilly's insult to Sister Maxine Waters about calling her hairdo as a reminder of him of James Brown. Well, Lord and behold, this is what I had had to go back into my archives, and I had to dig up this picture of, if you want to call it a young Bill O'Reilly, a young Bill O'Reilly, with the toupee that he's wearing on top of his head, if you want to call it that. I mean, that looks more like a wig. I mean, if you don't believe me, just look at it real close, you know. And got the hair all over his body. Typical cave-dwelling Neanderthal, just trying to hide his true nature. This was when him back in the days when he was on Inside Edition doing those wet t-shirt contests in Florida. Well, we all know where that took place at. If you're a local Floridian, you know where that took place at. And no, not here in Miami. This was in Daytona Beach, no doubt, in Volusia County. But here's the thing that I really want to address. You know, since then, yesterday, like a number of black women, preferably these fifth columnists, I'm talking about the black feminazis, they gotten all silent all of a sudden. They had got silent for the past 24 hours when this man got out here and he insulted Maxine Waters. Now, if you want to hear that audio again, just go back to the video that I did yesterday, and that would go ahead and pick it up. But as I was going through this, you know, him making those disparaging remarks about our sister, about the sister Queen Maxine Waters, you know. But let me tell y'all something. I'm just gonna be real here. And Professor Black Truth brought up a very good point. You know, a very great point. Why is y'all surprised that, Bill O'Reilly being racist toward Maxine Waters? What are you talking about being racist? This cracker always been racist. He's always came out and said disparaging and disrespectful remarks, and most of the time he went on ahead and attacked black women. But these fifth columnists, you know, the Amber Phillips, the Jamila Lemieux, aka the walking shit emoji, and Chewbacca, all, you know, the Christina Kerosene and all of them, they happen to been totally silent due to the fact that, you know, that they love their white daddies. You know, that's who paying the bills for them. That's who's lining their pockets with money. But you won't even come out here and defend this sister. Just like you didn't come out and you didn't defend Michelle Obama when she was being bombarded from everything, saying that, you know, from that small hat, Joan Rivers may her ass cook in the oven for the rest of her fucking life. Yeah, I said it. I don't give a shit what you think. You know, for disrespecting Michelle Obama, saying Michelle Obama's a tranny. You know, and then you have some stupid ass black men too, along with some stupid ass black women that get out there and say, oh, well, that's a man, that's a man. I've seen so many of these memes. I done seen them all over Facebook. I done seen them all over YouTube, over Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, and a couple of them recently, like on some other social media sites. You know. But I noticed that you women start feeling silent. But you had enough time to go ahead and make a hit list specifically targeting black YouTubers who basically stand up not only for our women, but we stand up for our people. A few of the people that's on that list have to be pretty good allies of mine. Now, I had got like a notification from one of my subs. Shout out to T for sending me that. You know, much love, brother. you know. And Harvey Superboy, if you're listening, or any one of y'all listening, one of them happens to be Christine Kerosene, or what the hell that heifer's name is. You very familiar with her. She's the homegrown bed wench, you know. The one Cynthia G ripped the new asshole in, you know. So that's the thing about it. But I noticed they feel silent on this when you got this piece of racist filth right here saying some disparaging remarks about saying her hair, Maxine Waters' hair, looks like that of James Brown. You know, the question is, and I'm directing this at black women. I mean, for real, when are y'all going to stop with the bullshit and start standing up and go at these pink albinoid Neanderthals? When y'all gonna go at these psychotic individuals like them? Look at this motherfucker, man. Look at him. Homer Simpson's got more hair than he do. And he has the nerve to get out there and want to talk about Maxine Waters. He's got the nerve to go out there and talk about his hair. Shoot. A whole lot of nerve, man. A whole lot of nerve. Just look at him. Like I say, this motherfucker looked like the Toxic Avenger, the Hobgoblin. I can't even think of any other villains or whatever. Hell, if you wanted to, he looked more like Darkseid. But, you know, how the hell he gonna talk about somebody? Look at him. Your typical was, I believe, blonde hair, blue-eyed, typical albinoid devil. So, you know, but like I said, I'm with Professor Truth on this. If some of these feminists are not going to do anything about it and get mad, I'm not either. Bill O'Reilly's been saying this for the past several decades, in all of his 67 years that he's been around. Okay? Although I did mention too that our sister Angela Rye checked his ass on Twitter, and so did Maxine Waters. Now, the story that I did come across just a few seconds ago, before I even did this video, that I think the answer to our call has been answered. That since this happened, I'm just gonna read something. This is from on MSN News, from the Associated Press, and you're looking at it correctly. You know, black women stand up on Twitter following Maxine Waters' dig. Let me just get right into it right now. Bill O'Reilly's jokes about a congresswoman's wig and White House press secretary Sean Spicer's dressing down of a reporter has spurred black women to take to social media in protest. Activist Brittany Packnett encouraged people to tweet under hashtag Black Women at Work Tuesday. It's a response to O'Reilly's comments Tuesday that Democratic U.S. Representative Maxine Waters' hair was a quote-unquote James Brown wig. Now, he later apologized. Well, emphatically later apologized, which was false and it was fake. So he didn't really mean it. Also Tuesday, Spicer told American Urban Radio Network's reporter April Ryan to stop shaking her head during a testy exchange at a White House press briefing. Now, former DNC chair Donna Brazile tweeted, hashtag black women at work face the double bind of gender and race. Waters used the hashtag herself on Tuesday night, tweeting, I'm a strong black woman. I cannot be intimidated and I'm not going anywhere. Okay. Well, that's just one way to get it out. But guess what? At the end of the day, this motherfucker here, he's still gonna be right back on there on the fake news network. Still gonna be on there, still gonna spew his racist ideology and stuff. But he gonna give it to you straight when it's concerning black women. Now, when it's concerning black men, especially black men who basically let their nuts hang and and don't give a shit about what they got to say, and they look directly in these peckerwoods' face and let them know how it is. Yeah, they got to speak in codes now. They got to go ahead and speak in codes. And it's just like my brother Ambassador Goodman Ill said, that we got to start learning to understand code words. And see, black women, y'all gonna have to start learning this too, because you got to understand, you got the ones who made that hit list and all that stuff want to get out here, want to trash black men and throw them under the bus just to satisfy this cracker like that. Shoot, it's only going to be a matter of time before they turn around and flip the switch on you. I mean, shoot, the old saying goes like, you can never trust a snake, but oh hell, even a rattlesnake rattles its tail before it strikes. I've learned a long time ago not to put nothing past none of these crackers, ever. I learned that a long time ago. And see, that's the difference between us and y'all. See, black men, we ain't got time to be with the bullshit. We real practical, we straightforward, we give it to you. We just gonna go ahead and go do it. And we always gonna have our guard up. Even when these motherfuckers come to us, and I'm not trying to cuss too much though, but I got to get my point across to the sisters somehow, some way, just to get a point across and let y'all know what time it is. Okay? Even if they come up there to us and smiling up in our face, you better bet your ass that they got the dagger is not too far from them. Either it's behind their back or on their side or hosted in their ankle boots. Because the thing is about that, you gotta go ahead and start listening and understanding code words. And plus, you always got to be on your guard. Doesn't matter where you go, even in a public place, at your place of work, place of employment, or whatever. Because the fact of the matter is, when it comes down to these Euro Caucasus cave dwellers, they never, I repeat, they never had no type of genuine affection for women, not even their own. So what the hell make you think they're gonna have any affection toward black women, toward any melanated woman either? And this goes to the Latinos too, that want to try to they're thinking that they got their honorary white card. They don't give a darn about you. Once they use you up and done with you and all that, next thing you know, they gonna get tired of it, and you end up gonna be on the next starting casting, or either ghetto gaggers or race play, just to further humiliate you. Heck, they still get out here and brag about Alexander the Great as being one of the greatest conquerors ever. Not to fail to mention that he was one of the gayest. During the heat of battle, he shared his quarters and beds with fellow soldiers, butt naked. And I wouldn't even be surprised if the shield isn't doing the same thing. I mean, just look at this. I mean, this is the profile of a sociopath, a total sociopath with less hair. I mean, he tried to, no matter how you do it, minoxidil couldn't even help him. Only other white person they make jokes of like this about their hair is perhaps Bernie Sanders, and Lord knows that man, no, that's like somebody shot him. Ooh, God, I mean, it's like he sat on a porcupine or something, and his head just stands up. And shoot, and who's the other one that's just as worse? Let me see who I'll say could be just as worse. Ah, here we go. Tangerine. Now, is it me? Or does it look like somebody shot his ass out of a god doggone cannon and into some orange and yellow paint or something? And they just they shot him into a bunch of bag of feathers or something. I mean, good grief. I mean, that's like somebody just took a damn corn husk and just slapped it on side his damn head. Shoot. If these ain't your two top candidates for hair for men, I don't know what is. So I don't even understand why this triple chin mudsucker here got the nerve to talk about somebody's hair being like James Brown. He barely got none himself. You know, these guys is just particular. But I just did this just to make this little short and sweet. That, you know, I said what I had to say about Sheil O'Reilly, but guess what? He's still gonna go back and still get back up on there, and they gonna end up talking about it or whatever like that. But black women need to get out there and start addressing them. You know, okay, you went on Twitter, you did your little thing like that. Okay, so the question is, now what after that? Now what after that? I mean, you know, go ahead, I'll wait. You know. But the thing about it though, that y'all gotta stop, black women, you know, and particularly these swirlers. Y'all, you know, y'all love to get out here, you wanna get around white daddy and all this other stuff like this, thinking like that's the key to satisfaction. That's y'all escape from the so-called hood or whatever like that. And see, those fifth columnists that's doing that, they're nothing but the typical hood rat genres. You know, see, them the ones, they just cowards. They just go ahead, give in to it. And they're not going to address nobody like a Bill O'Reilly or even this Justin Bieber wannabe. Because nobody really don't even have time for that. They're just about as worse as the coons. Now, unless the only type of sisters that I get down with are the ones that could be down with me, they got to be down like this. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. That's how it's gonna have to be. Black women gotta understand that the only person that couldn't have your back, the only person that could come to your rescue is the black man. You know, that's just plain and simple. It's simple mathematics. He's your Assad to your Asset. So whether you understand it or not, his job is to basically there to make you better and to make you stronger, not to make you weaker. Because sure as hell it ain't gonna be nothing, anything like O'Reilly or either Kumquat or, you know, Pumpkinhead or anybody else like that. But these feminazis, the Amber Phillips, the Jamila Lemieux, Where the hell y'all at? I haven't heard nothing about you. None whatsoever. But then again, y'all got a tendency to get out there and keep your mouth shut because you won't even say nothing. But that shouldn't be no surprise, though. There shouldn't be no surprise. But you best better understand it. This is just the tip of the iceberg about what's happened. It's gonna be more cranked up random attacks on black women by white men like this. Look what happened to Sandra Bland. Look what happened to Renisha McBride, Rakia Boyd, countless other brothers, countless other sisters that have fallen or been killed or raped or mutilated by white men. Or the sisters out of Oklahoma City who got raped by that fag, that quinchy-eyed fag, Daniel Holtzclaw. Or should I say Holclaw? You know, and it's just not with Bill O'Reilly. Another person who I really can't stand and all that. But I think I can thank Melissa McCartney for this, though. So, and that happens to be this fool right here, Sean Spicer. This is another one. I mean, look at the huge forehead he's got right there. I mean, like, but let me just do something a little bit more funnier. Just like that, because I can't even stand to look at that forehead right then and there. Okay, that's better. That's much better. That's much better. That's way more better. You know, that's way more better. I mean, the exact duplicate. But then it goes to show you how white women can get out here and change genders so easily. And you best better understand this, black women. You best better understand these white women, they're not on your side either. If anything, they got a quiet beef with you. But then you let the hood rats tell you, it's gonna be something totally different. They're gonna tell you, like, you know, we're all the same and all that. Oh yeah, right, sure. They're also the cause of too, like during the women's right movement, why the black homes happen to be totally destroyed. Because the fact of the matter that you ain't got a male figure there in the household. They already ingrained it in your psyche that you thinking that you're the mother and the father. It doesn't work like that. It works in their culture, not our culture. It just so happens, let me just do this one more time. I just want to go ahead and let me see if I can blow this up. No, I can't. Can I? Nope, can't. Alright, don't even worry about it. But y'all see the comparison, though. That's just there. I'd rather look at that Sean Spicer than the actual one. You know. But anyway, but back to what I was saying about with O'Reilly. I don't want to get off topic. But his latest dig that he tried to do with Maxine Waters, it's like this. Now, the little hashtag that y'all did with the, okay, hashtag black women at work. Okay, but here's my thing with that. What now? What now? You know, because he's going to come back out and going to do it again. And he's going to be more open about it. like most white men have done. And some of the bed wenches too. You think I'm lying? Ask Stacey Trash. Ask Goldie Taylor. Ask the other ones like Dina Borelli. And all these other little bed wenches and all that, who rather go ahead and lay up in bed with these Caucasoid devils and all that, and procreate with them. Make it worse. You know, see, they do that with women because, see, like typical white supremacists, they're cowards. They always gonna go ahead and pick on the weaker. They're not gonna go after the ones who basically gonna stand up to them, and more importantly, gonna go ahead and put them down for the count and never rise back up. That's the one thing I loved about one of my favorite heroes growing up, and that's Shaka Zulu. Shaka Zulu said something a while back that's true, that once you got the enemy down and you put them down for the count, you make sure that they never rise back up again. And that's the mentality that should hold true today. But now speaking to some of these black men too, the ones that want to refer to themselves as real niggas. Now the ones who around here being potheads and coke monsters and all that, this doesn't apply to you, because you're being a detriment to the cause instead of a solution. So we know where your place is at. It's at the bottom with the catfishes and the jackals and the hyenas. I'm only speaking like to the real black men, and real black women. Hood rats need not apply. We talking about the ones of intelligent black society. We talking about the ones, whether they from the B1 brigade or whether they the queens or whatever like that. You know, it's like Sister Diva Queen Lopez. Shoot, she always gonna represent. A lot of these other sisters gonna represent. Kimberly Frazier represent. Cynthia G represent. The royal family represent. Okay? And any of the other sisters that I failed to mention, I apologize. But see, it's gonna be us the black men that's gonna be at the forefront when it comes down to battling these crackers. Whether it's physical, which is a last resort, but it's gonna be spiritual and psychological, because after all, this war is spiritual. It's spiritual anyway to begin with. Excuse me. But Bill O'Reilly, you know, he ain't shit. I mean, ain't no sense for me going ahead and take another dig at him, because for what? It's not even, so it'll be worth wasting my time. You know, a lot of things could happen to him at any given time. He could probably catch a heart attack. He'd probably get a stroke. Who knows? And for me personally, I think that'll be good. Because after all, who the hell is gonna miss this? I sure haven't. And I sure enough want to know where these fifth columnists, these black feminazis at, who done got silent all of a sudden. And black women, you need to go ahead and try to put those things in check too. It's time, sisters, to go ahead and get y'all priorities straight. Don't get all loud and obnoxious when it comes down to brothers who be misguided. It's all about who you choose to be with. Make your choices a lot more better. When you know better, you'll do better. But when you got this getting out here and insulting and disrespecting you, it's time to go ahead and put them in check. Period. And you best better believe the right brothers are gonna go ahead, they gonna rise up and they gonna go after him. And he knows we will too. Because he's a coward. They always been cowards. He's always been a coward. He's always been a punk. But sisters, it's time to get y'all shit together. This ain't no time to be like Olivia Pope or Cookie from Empire or any of those other swirlers. it's time for y'all to get it right and ascend back through that throne. The same thing go for you so-called real niggas too. You got no problem going ahead and putting bullets and stuff to Ray Ray and JoJo over a nickel dime bag, but when you got these types want to come here and then saying stuff or taking your life, y'all just want to be out in the street signs and protesting. Nah, that stops right here. And definitely it's not going to start with Roland Martin. The heck with that. So as far as I'm concerned, sisters, y'all got a lot of work to do. You know, they don't get out here and make fun of Sister Maxine Waters and go ahead and get away with it. That is totally unacceptable in my book. And I'll be damned, it's not going to happen. Not on my watch. No so-called white man gonna put their hands or say anything insulting or disrespecting of a black woman. Ever. Not on my watch. Because guess what? They gonna get to come up with me. I don't care if it takes me 1,000 years. I will get you. But my thing is, before I leave, when you guys know better, you'll do better.